Hi guys, I hope you're well. It has been a short while, it certainly feels like that at the very least. It has been a big and hectic start to the year since our last conversation in January. Now fast forward 6-7 weeks and here we are. Now Brexit is certainly having its impact on the economy, and if you have as many conversations as I have with people in the city, also mentally in the city, there is a real drain on people's mentalities. There is a huge amount of frustration. I think, I know that a lot of people are asking themselves a number of questions about where they are, whether their job's going to be there in the next 6 to 12 months, whether the role itself will be there in the next 5 years. Now, that in itself is extremely important when looking at one's own personality and one's own future, especially if you've got family. And invariably, what we need to look at is the whole picture. It is extremely important that if you feel frustrated, you feel drained, you feel that you haven't got passion for the city anymore, and invariably there is something else that will ignite you and drive you, then it's something that you should explore. Now, one of the things that we're looking at the moment specifically, we're doing a number of research projects over here at Spartan, and we are looking at people's careers where they've developed from the city. And the very, very short synopsis so far is that the city has always been the epicenter of the world in many respects in terms of the industry. And from that epicenter, we branch out into many others, in fact, every other industry. That is the whole point. So depending on your niche, depending on your focus, depending on where you have, again, a passion, but also a skill and a skill set, will determine where you'll end up in the future. Now, that's something to look at, and please look out for our research in the coming weeks and months, and invariably you'll be able to get enough information from that, and obviously you'll be able to come to us to get some more. Now, completely separate to that in the market, yes, it's been extremely interesting. It's been slightly different than I think many people expected. The overall snapshot is the following. The tier one banks are taking a very strong view on UK ECM. This has been driven previously by the likes of Berenberg and obviously Numis, Peel Hunt, Investec, Liberum, Panmure and so on. And it's interesting when you've got the likes of a Stiefel coming through on both the UK side and now a pan-European side, there's another additional element there. So there's certainly a tiering to the market, and that seems to be enhanced more and more as we progress. And in this market, the interesting side of UK ECM is when MiFID 2 came in and Brexit came in that perfect storm, we certainly expected there to be consolidation and certainly M&A between the larger investment banks or larger banks and UK investment banks like the Numis's, Peel Hunts, Liberums and so on and so forth. We've already seen Panmure have additional investment by the Atlas Group and Bob Diamond. It is likely that we'll see investments or mergers elsewhere. However, when you're looking at the likes of Goldman Sachs, who are building their ECM business, Bank of America doing the same here, Barclays having a very, very strong foothold in that and continuing to focus on that as much as they can, HSBC additionally the same. There is a real fight for UK ECM at the moment, and that's no great surprise. Primary is invariably I'd say the epicenter in many respects, but it certainly pays the bills tenfold and therefore becomes an extremely important mantra in this market. And again, with MiFID 2 and the payment as secondary or research as secondary payments, it has become, as we've seen, between 30 and 35% down on the previous years. You know, that finance and that money has to be, or the revenue has to be looked at elsewhere, and primary is certainly a focus for that. So, all in all, it's been interesting, it's been difficult, and again, from you guys, I know it's been frustrating, and the only thing that I can continuously say to you at this moment is, look, be patient, be aware that, yes, look, in a moment where things are slow and not as quick as we're used to, and invariably that's what this is. We have almost a pause button over the industry, over the country, almost over the globe it seems at the moment. And because of that pause button, it is giving everyone a time to reflect. It is giving everyone a time to look both internally, but also at themselves in the professional sense as well, and really working out what they want, where the industry is going to go, whether it's better off for them to be in fintech or to move into an industry specialism that they've been fancying or focusing, or again just having a passion, whether it's tea or whether it's whatever it might be, whatever you want to do. Look, I love equities, I've always loved equities, and I'll probably still be speaking to you when there's no equity market left, and reminiscing about the old days, but that's something which I love to do, and hopefully you can find your own passion. But for now, from us, doing the best we can, speak to you soon. Take care and God bless.